Hey everyone, it's Presley at ActOutGames.com here, and today we are going to be opening this month's Spangler Science Club for Science Sunday. So this kit focuses on electricity, which is really cool, and we saw that Steve Spangler couldn't make any more cool things because he made so many really cool things, and then he sends us this in the mail. And this is his energy stick, which is this little tube with conductive tape on both sides and a battery in one side. So a battery is something with one side that has extra electrons and one side that needs electrons. So if you connect those things together and make a pathway for the electrons that the electrons can flow through to the other side, that's electricity. The electrons flowing from one side to the other is electricity, and on that path it can do other kinds of things. It can do jobs, like it can turn on lights or make noises or do a motor or pretty much anything. It can do a lot of things from going from side to side. So that's what we call electricity, and things that can let the electrons flow from one side to the other are called conductors, and things that can make a pathway from one side to the other but the electrons cannot flow through it is called an insulator. One conductor that everyone has on hand is their bodies. So I'm going to create a pathway from one side to the other with my body and watch what happens. I really like playing around with it and making the noise. It's super duper fun. So what's happening is the electrons are flowing through our body from one side to the other, and on that path it makes noises and turns on lights. So we are conductors. Something that connects the positive side to the negative side and lets the electrons go through, that whole thing is called a circuit. So when I put my hands on both sides and it makes a lights and noise, I am completing a circuit which allows it to make noise and turn on lights. I'm here with my little brother Cooper. Say hi. Hi. So if I'm a conductor and he's a conductor too, and this needs a circuit, then I can be part of the circuit and he can be part of the circuit too. So if I hold one end of the tube and Cooper holds one end of the tube and we hold hands, then it lets we complete the circuit together. And we don't just have to be holding hands. I can touch his nose, or his cheek, or his ear. I can touch him anywhere that is on the skin. So
and on my forehead.
Yep. So if we are holding, if we're holding hands, it goes all the way down my arm, down the other arm, back into Cooper's arm, and back up the other arm into the stick, and it completes the circuit. And I think it said that the world record is like 100 people, or 1,000 people.
Is cool. And then a light, then electricity goes into a light and it makes sound and makes a light flash.
Well, one of the cool things this also does is it becomes a conductivity tester. So we already have part of our circuit linked up, but we're not holding hands. And obviously if we touch each other, then it turns on. But what if we both touch the spoon? We'll test if the spoon's a conductor, which it is. So it's really cool how you can test different objects to see if they are conductors, like spoons, chopsticks, all sorts of things. Let's see if this chopstick is a conductor. So this chopstick isn't a conductor, which means it's an insulator, and the electrons can't flow through it to turn on the lights and make the noise. So now let's try this wire. Cooper, can you touch the metal end of the wire? So it works with the metal end of the wire, but now let's try the insulation part of the wire. Nope, the other part of the wire is an insulator, and we actually have that so we don't get shocked when we're dealing with wires. So that's why this little part is on the wires. Now let's try this little lens. Nope, the lens is an insulator as well. So this is another really cool thing, which is another reason why I say that water is the coolest substance in the world. So watch what happens if we both put our fingers in the water. Water is a conductor, which is why you don't put electricities in water, because it would go like whoosh and it would not be a good. Thank you, Cooper. That really helped. It's fun when we do science together, and that was exactly what I needed. Thank you, Cooper. Bye.
Bye.
Having to get two people and coordinate to get everything done and be able to test whether everything's a conductor or not can be a lot of trouble at sometimes. But that's why it comes with these little leads. So all you have to do is get them onto the tube, and obviously touching the two leads together will work. So now you can conduct experiments by yourself to see what's a conductor. So it's really, really cool. So as you can see, if I do it on the spoon, then it conducts. If I do it on the chopstick or the table, it doesn't. And that's what I've been doing for quite a while, just running around the house testing what's a conductor and what's not a conductor. And in the notebook it has this log, so you can write down what's a conductor, what's not a conductor, and even make hypotheses on what makes a good conductor and what doesn't, like glass versus wood versus metal. As always, there's a lot more stuff in the kit, but I'm not going to show everything to you because that would be a big spoiler if you didn't get the kit yourself. And if you didn't get the kit, then you can order the energy stick on Steve Spangler's website. There's going to be a link in the doobly-doo. So this is such a cool thing, and it lets you safely experiment and play with electricity. So thank you so, so, so much to Steve Spangler and his team at Spangler Science for making such amazing stuff. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.